The decision was made to switch to biomass before I joined the school, but as I understand it, several options were weighed up. And the reasons for choosing what we went with were around the fact that it was a reliable, cost-effective heat. And that cost-effectiveness, as I understand it, it's become much more cost-effective recently. So that's partly why we went down the wood pellet route. The change was originally designed in order to move the original coal boiler to automation, so moving the coal automatically into the boiler so that there wasn't any human element to that. When they looked at that process, actually while it was quite a messy, nasty job to have to do, it was actually something that could, in terms of cost, it wasn't actually going to be much cheaper to do that than actually renovate the whole boiler and move to a different system. So that's how we ended up going with what we went with. When we switched over to the biomass wood pellets, the whole system was upgraded. And for us, that means that the heat is much more efficient now. We can turn it on much more easily whenever we want to have it on. And so that means that if we're cold late on in the day, we can just switch it on, no problem, which is great. It also means that myself and my staff members don't have to be loading the coal, which is obviously saves us time, and it means that we can focus on the teaching of the kids, which is the most important thing. Also, the new boiler is really fantastic in that it adjusts to the outside heat. So therefore, if it's getting hotter during the day, the boiler stops giving out quite so much heat, which means we're not wasting any energy, which is fantastic. And we feel really good as a school that we're doing the right thing environmentally as well in terms of our heating systems. In terms of the air feeling cleaner, I think it was most noticeable for those people that were actually involved in shoveling the coal in the first place, and that would be myself and one of my staff members. And for us, it does make a big difference. In terms of the outside air quality, we can see that there's less fumes or obvious fumes coming out of the boiler, so that's got to be a good thing for everybody. What we've planned for next year is to include looking at the environmental impact and including our boiler and what we do in school as part of that into the curriculum that we're doing with our kids, because it's really important that our kids learn in context. And so the context that we're looking at is looking at the environment as a whole and looking at Southland. So absolutely our boiler will be included in that in our curriculum next year. As in any small community, it's great having our community involved and they take an interest in what's going on. So absolutely we've had some people get interested in what's been going on, whether it be the new boiler coming in or whether it be the environmental impact that has. So the feedback I've had so far has been that some people are really pleased with the environmental positives that come with that, and other people are just really pleased that we've got a reliable heating source for our kids. In terms of maintenance, our boiler actually doesn't require much maintenance at all. It has an annual service, just like any system, and then we just have to remove the ashes. And the ashes are fantastic because they're so environmentally friendly. Actually, we can combine them with our compost, which will be great for our school garden and will help the kids with their growing. So I would encourage anybody to look at all the options. I can't be a particular advocate for wood fuels, but for us it really works. So absolutely go and have a look at the different options and talk to people about what you could do. And anything that's environmentally friendly is good for our school and might be good for you too.